I'm going to be putting this one out. I will not be able to record for the next 4 days. So the next one that gets put out will be on a Monday. So I appreciate everybody that watches and that's waiting for that. Today I got a few. I got feeling like you're behind at a young age, guys and girls. And then I got financial responsibility and how to make money, do good at a young age. And I think that those two can go actually hand in hand. I've definitely been there. There's like a large standard for like young men that they feel like they need to have the biggest truck or they need to have the nicest shoes, the nicest watch, like be able to flex the most money, but the thing is everybody starts at different places. Some kids have a dad that's going to set them up with a job for the rest of their life. They can get a loan from their dad. They can, daddy will give them money. And that's not a bad thing. That's just the way they were set up. But then, there's kids that'll struggle for their entire life and have to build everything for themselves, you know? Like I wasn't set up. My dad has never been a father figure in my life from the time that I was born. Any job that I've got is because I went into an interview and I worked for $11 an hour. It doesn't matter your background. What matters is your work ethic. And you'll never be behind if you have a solid work ethic. No matter where you're at, no matter how you're set up. If you're willing to work, somebody will take you. And the best thing you can do is accept that experience and learn something from it, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing. Whether or not it's, you're working at a burger joint, you're getting somebody coffee in the morning. If you can learn something from that experience or from that person, boom, use it. And I think that a lot of the feeling of being behind feels like we're rushed. Like, oh, I'm running out of time to make money. I am 17 years old. There's people that are quadruple my age still changing their careers. And that's something that like a lot of people my age and a little bit older than me need to really wrap their head around is you're not behind. You're right on time. Everybody moves at their own pace. There's kids younger than me playing college football. There's a kid named Ryan Williams, younger than me, playing college football right now. There's 17-year-olds that I make more money right now than they ever will. And that's just because of how I was set up. That's the opportunities that I've been given and I've taken. You know, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. If you're not going to open your mouth for an opportunity, ask a question, send an email. Like the worst that someone's going to say is no. First of all, like whatever it is you want to do, run with it. Lawn care business, photography. Personally, I'm going to weld. That's my goal. That's my plan, and I won't fail because I'll make sure I don't. That is entirely up to you. Feeling behind is understandable, but making sure that you don't stay behind is entirely on you. And, there's setbacks and there's maybe things you can't control in your life, but what you can control is simple things like getting a GED or getting a diploma. I understand some kids can't go to school. There is things at home that stop that, but you can get a GED even after you turn 18. There is time to get a GED, and nowadays a GED is just as good a diploma. They are the same. Like they get no difference unless you're going to like a pretty solid college. It's not going to make a difference. Like you have to be going to a decent college for it to make a difference. And that's another thing is all these kids that feel behind are 90% aren't even going to college. Like I have so many friends and so many people that I know in my life and so many people that I don't even know that feel so behind, but you're working at 17 years old. There's kids that are going to go to college till they're 26, be $150,000 in debt, and you're feeling behind when, by the time you're their age, you're probably not going to be nearly badly as in debt unless you're buying a house or you're making bad financial decisions. And so that leads me into the financial decisions is like you know it's okay to buy things that you enjoy, but be able to control yourself. There's self-control, discipline, and honestly self-respect. Be smart. If you're under 18, sit down with your parents and say, hey, I want to set up a savings account. There's interest. You can't touch it. Make it to where only your parents can touch it. Then you can't pull money out. You'll, if you feel compelled to, you can't. If you can convince your parents or talk to mom or talk to dad or grandma or grandpa, whoever you live with, if you can sit them down and if they don't already understand, talk to them about stocks. Talk to them about investment accounts because if you can start an investment account even before you're 18, you will be doing so well because it's something you don't even have to touch. If get mom, get dad to open a stocks account. There's apps like Webull that you can just put money into. You can buy into different stocks and just watch them. Do some research. Figure out what's a good stock right now. Figure out how stocks work. If you don't know what it is, research it, understand it. There's day trading, there's long-term trading. There's all kinds of different ways to do it. You can lose money, but you could also gain money, you know. It's a great way to learn and there's people that get really good at it and there's people that live off that. You know, it for some people it's as easy as that. There's some people that want to work. Personally, I want to go out and work. I like welding. I enjoy it. I find it to be fun. I like the work. I find it to be informational. It's what I want to do. It's my passion. So I'm going to work at it. But in the meantime, there's things that I can do right now to set myself up for success. I'm going to be going to a trade school, which is going to cost me roughly $20,000. So currently I work. I work 40 hours a week over summer. I am in stocks. I save money. I do things on the side. You know how easy it is to knock on your neighbor's door and ask them if they need their dog walked every day? I have elderly neighbors who gladly pay me a little bit of extra money to go walk their dogs or pull their weeds or mow their grass. Through that, you create relationships. They will refer you to other people. And say it's a business you could set up. In the wintertime, you shovel. In the summertime, you do gardening and, you know, all kinds of things like that. But you have to set yourself up for opportunity. Like, give yourself the chance. You can't gain opportunities by just sitting back and watching others. You need to gain the confidence to email someone. If you know someone that is the owner or manager of a business that you want to work at, email them. You know, even if they're not hiring, sometimes it doesn't hurt to just email or get their phone number or walk in and say, "Hey, my name is Jonathan. You know, I'm really interested in working here. This is something that I want to do. If you guys are hiring, I'd love an application. If not, could you write my name down and give me a call if you ever are hiring?" And then your name's at the top of that list, you know? And that it's also a really good look on you to be able to walk in there with your chest up, your eyes up, making eye contact, shake somebody's hand. And that's something that I feel like a lot of young men struggle with understanding is that respect aspect of walk up, state your name, shake his hand, give an intention, you know. It's not hard to walk up, "Hi, my name's Jonathan Richardson. I'm really interested in working here. It's really nice to meet you. What's your name?" And shake his hand. It shows respect. It shows that you have an intent. It's not giving like a bad intention of wasting somebody's time. You're not wasting time. You're being quick to the point. It's the same with an email. You know, I'll type up an email. I hate the way that people email like it's a text message. Do not send a future employer an email like you're texting them. My mom is a business owner, and I've seen so many text messages and so many emails that are so unprofessional that she doesn't even respond. A lot of those people that type like that, they're like, "Oh, they didn't see it, you know, oh, they're not hiring." No, no, they see it, but they see that that's how you're presenting yourself as a first impression. They're not going to take you. They're not going to be interested in you. And there's a lot of that that falls back onto feeling behind is there's so many young men and even women that don't know how to act, which shuts down opportunities for them. If you can't present yourself in a respectable manner, it's going to be so much harder for you to get a job. It's going to be so much harder for you to get an application or even an interview or to get your name out there. You know, I've worked at places, so if I needed a reference, I can call. Doing good work is more important than having a good job. If you're working somewhere, a great place, but you're doing really crappy work and you use them as a reference, that's going to be so much worse than if you worked at a burger joint and they say, "Yeah, works hard, shows up on time, doesn't call in, you know, works well with others." It just looks better because it's not always about the job that you're doing, but how you're doing it. You are living a life one time. You get to live one time. Don't get second chances. You don't get to try again, you know. So if you're nervous, collect yourself, get the confidence, figure out why you want that job. Why do you want to apply there? Is it the money? Because if it is, that's okay. If you like the money, if you like the job, if you like the people, if you like the atmosphere, if you like the experience, whatever it is, it's okay. But know why you want to do it. Have a purpose. My mom always told me, do stuff with a purpose. Have a purpose. Move with a purpose. Work with a purpose. Talk with a purpose. Whatever you're doing, have a reason for it. And if you do, that kind of sets up a goal without even having to set up a goal. If you can, be doing something for a reason, that is your goal. I'm welding. My goal is to be better at it, and I'm doing that just by getting to do the job. And that's great. I'm getting paid. I'm getting experience. I'm enjoying it all over just summer. It's the same thing with if you play sports. Why are you playing the sport? Is it because you like being around the people that you're with? Is it because you like the sport? Is it because you like the coaches? Is it because it's athletic and it's keeping you in shape? Whatever it is, it kind of sets up a goal for yourself. And I feel like a lot of kids are missing out on opportunities because they're out working instead of playing sports or joining a club. And I feel like that's another thing is people don't join clubs because they're afraid of being made fun of. You're in high school, join a club. It's fun. It's stupid. It doesn't matter where you are or how you were set up or where you came from. It's about how hard will you work to get what you want. Because no matter where you start, where you finish it's up to you. Because where you finish is going to be different than where someone else wants to finish. What your end goal isn't going to be the same as everyone else's, so it's okay to be at different points. Being able to appreciate your friends is so much more important than the jealousy that I see throughout this generation. Imagine posting a video of your brand new motorcycle. You just got a motorcycle. It cost you $7,000. You saved up for 2 years to get this bike. You post it on TikTok, and the first comment is something about, oh, daddy bought it. I have a nicer bike. Oh, your dad probably paid for it. Oh, your mom probably paid for it. Did you get a loan on that? There's always going to be people that are at different points, so they don't appreciate your successes, which is why you need to surround yourself with friends that do, no matter what it is you're doing. If I texted my friends, I cleaned my room right now, they'd probably say, great job, proud of you, doing okay. It's just being proud of your friends no matter what they do, because what you do doesn't define your worth. And that's a big problem throughout men in this generation. What you do for work and what you contribute does not define your worth. And I've struggled with that so hard throughout my life. Understanding that because of how much money I make or how much I can buy for someone doesn't show them how much I love them or how much I deserve to be with them or to be around them or how much they deserve me. It's a hard aspect to understand because in this culture and nowadays it's like that is kind of how it is. It's like, oh, this person bought me this, so I like them more. But how do they treat you? How do they act when you're not around? That's a huge important part of it that so many people skip over because they're like, oh, I bought all this stuff for you. But how did you treat them? And another part of feeling behind is the maturity level. And it's not necessarily as much just the job aspect or like what you've been set up with, what truck you have, what car you have, what clothes you wear. Are you mature? Are you behind in a mature aspect? Are you able to walk up and shake someone's hand and present your name in a respectful and normal manner? Can you sign your signature? Even like things like if you go to a friend's house and their mom gives you something that you don't like, I have seen so many people that'll just be like, oh, I don't eat that. And the way that I grew up, that's just so disrespectful and not okay. I would rather sit with someone who has no money but knows how to treat people than someone that makes $1 million a year and is a disrespectful person. And I want so many people to take that from this, that Your worth and being behind is not decided by what job you do or how good you are at something, but how well are you going to treat other people? How are you going to present yourself? Are you going to be a respectful, kind, understanding, empathetic, sympathetic person? Or are you going to be an airheaded, egotistical because of the vehicle you drive or because of the people you hang out with? It's entirely up to you. I understand that society can twist and change things, and that's another huge thing is feeling behind because of what you see on social media. Oh, it's the worst. It's the worst thing you can do because the people on social media, first of all, they cut off so much. They cut off so much. They don't show you the loans and the debt they're in, you know? They're not showing you their financials and what debt they're paying off or the fact that they were able to, have dad pay for this or mom pay for that or grandpa or a trust fund or, whatever it is that set them up for that. You're a normal person. This is realistic. Sorry if it hurts your feelings. I'm being realistic. You're not a millionaire. You're not set up for life. Mommy and daddy aren't setting you up with a job forever. And that's just the way that the cards fell for you. Sorry. And I'm not saying that it's not okay to feel crappy because other people around you are doing good. But it's not an excuse to just not do anything. Stand up, walk up to a establishment, knock on the door, open the door, walk in, whatever you have to do. Just ask. Do you have an application? Are you guys hiring? Would you guys be interested? These are my strong suits. This is, if they're not willing, okay, next place. If they are, boom. And all it took was asking. And so many people are afraid of that because they're afraid of rejection. Get over it. You're going to get told no so many times in your life. You're going to have to get over it. You're going to have to work through it because sometimes no is hard. It's disappointing. It's discouraging. But how you handle no is so much more important than getting told no. And that is included in the financial aspect. Being financially responsible is entirely your choice. Not making as much money as you want. One, you're making so much more money than you allow yourself because you're spending it so fast. Every drink that you buy at a gas station or every piece of clothing that you buy or every toy off marketplace that you buy, it adds up. I promise you, if you went back and looked at every monster you've bought or every candy bar you've bought at the gas station and every toy you bought off marketplace, it's going to add up so much more than you realize. I have so much more money than I even tell people because one, not their business. Two, I am putting money in places that I know it matters. And another thing is if you can get put on a parent's credit card early and build credit before you're even 18, that is huge. That's a really great step to giving yourself to putting yourself a step ahead. Because, credit's huge. It really does matter so much more than like what people say. You need credit to buy a car off a lot. You need credit to buy a house. You need credit to rent a house. There's so many rentals that you can't even get accepted for the rental unless your credit is a certain height because it gives credibility, haha, right? It it's a it's a track record. Credit is so much more important than what people allow it to be, and they just like throw it away. And so whenever someone's like, "Oh, I can't get accepted for this loan," I kind of like that's your fault. Like you ruined your credit. But the thing is credit, you can always rebuild your credit. Paying off your debts and not like discipline is such a huge thing because being able to not buy little things that you want and paying for the things you need, you will build credit and you're going to build wealth. But like I said, what you make right now and what you'll make in your lifetime does not define how much you're worth.